Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Notice throwing out the good luck, have funs.
Yeah, good vibes from
I
these
think the
teams,
good thing about this game is I think both teams are very happy with what they've achieved, right? One side, you've got the Lena into Death Prophet, the Doom into both Aber and DP, and then for Cyber Goose, it's, you know, you got this last pick Enigma, and noticed he is a very, very strong Enigma player, and he already knows from tempo, right? His lane, he thinks he's going to be good. Look at his quick buy. If he can go for the early Helm of Dominator, potentially the Helm of Overlord, right? You can just overwhelm a lot of this early map play from Nemiga. I was about to call them Nigma for a second. I was like, yeah, yes, Nigma Galaxy, yes, yes.
Yeah, you do want to get the fast Helm of the Overlord, right? Because otherwise Doom can just constantly eat your creep, can't he? So.
Yep. Yes. That is true.
Ward placed over. I like that from Solo. That's very cheeky. He went to pretend to place the ward, but instead passed it over to a smoked hero who was next to him. So it looks like he went and placed the ward when he didn't. That's
pretty cool. Yeah.
Really, really cool. Unfortunately, he didn't have a ward down, didn't see any of it. So
didn't see anything happening,
yeah. Yeah, kind of just playing to an empty crowd. But still, if there were people there and they did have a ward down, would look sick. As Bashka taking some early damage. Flame Break leveled as the first point from problems here. Doesn't feel worthwhile, but we'll see how it works out.
I'm not opposed for it, just for the logic of playing with Enigma, right? Eidolons do a lot of damage if they can stay within right-click range. So in the world in which a shaman steps up, you flame break him closer. You don't give the early stick charges, which often can punish an Enigma, right? Where it's like you get an early 8 charges because of your back rider giving stick charges, and you know what? I think there is logic behind it, but it gives a good level 2 timing, and you can already see here, you throw out the flame break, you do a little right-click damage. Unfortunately, for the Cyber Geese, they didn't actually have the Eidolons down, but
yeah.
Does make sense.
We got a dry run, a rehearsal. That's always good to have.
They're practicing, they're calibrating.
Yeah, it'll help these guys split as well, which I think is really important. So mid, we are going to be watching closely here. Interested to see how Young G does versus Chiro Jr. Very similar players in a lot of regards, and both fighting for the lane rather than giving it up against the other, which is cool to see. Down at bottom, Corvus 9 going pretty aggressively onto TA2000. TA2000 losing his life here, but he does get off the shield at just the last second, and that means he will survive through it.
And they do have plenty of tango, so they can sit underneath the tower, use the tower regen plus the tango regen to slowly build themselves back up some HP pool. But yeah, Dark Widow and Pangolier, really, really fun lane and how much damage they can do. You got shield crash for the barrier on the Pango, the swatch for the damage, the Bramble Maze spam, even the Realm as well. We don't see the lane too often, but it's probably one of my favorite like hyper skirmish lanes that you can draft yourself.
Yeah.
You're always looking past the creep wave, hoping that someone missteps just to kill him off.
Yeah, take him out of the equation. And have we been seeing a lot of the quickening coming out from Abaddons these days? Because I don't think I've seen a lot of this facet.
They wanted the right click on Miscoil, right?
Yeah.
I think I've been seeing the other one a little bit more, but I can see logic behind the quickening, right? As you want to keep playing for sustain and just pressure in the fights. In this game, it feels quite nice. The amount of skirmishing that'll be happening, Abaddon will just amp up his Death Prophet. But in this game, it kind of feels like Abaddon will be kind of in a secondary role, whilst the Death Prophet should be the star of the show.
Yeah, I guess so. The survivability is going to be very valuable in this game. There's so much just damage all over the place as well. Yep. And a lot of value from shield, of course, against both Shaman and Willow. So any way to get more Aphotic shields out in a fight are going to feel very, very nice. Exactly. That's what the quickening gives you.
Yeah, look at mid lane. Look at the CS advantage from Alina. Well, I mean, like in all the drops, like pick Lina, there's a DP, pick Lina, there's a DP, and finally, look, 21-1 to 13-1. Like,
I feel so validated right now.
Brother, own your moment, all right?
Thank you. This feels so good.
I'll get you a little trophy as an award.
I'll look for a badge. It feels more condescending that way. Yeah.
Okay, a little star.
Gold star.
There's really condescending things, right? It's like a gold star for doing something good and calling someone buddy For some reason, they're the two things that hit me. They, but I'll give you a gold star later. Don't worry.
Appreciate it.
No worries.
A lot of aggression coming out from Corvus 9 and Excess Vampire down here in the bottom side, putting the pressure onto TA2000, forcing him to go right the way back. Solo doing what he can, but just not the best defensive support. Doesn't really have the mana at the moment either to keep up. Keep grabbing Lotuses, keeping on more pressure. So it'll be a bit of a suffer fest down here in the bottom side for TA2000 as once again, more jumps, more brambles, more Shadow Realms coming out. So there's nothing you can do against this this Pangolier. Pangolier's kind of owning them.
They need to bring out just so many salves, so much regen just to be able to survive the lane. They're only playing with Tangos at the moment. So Nemiga going to be very, very happy with the start of this game. Bruising TA2000 in the bot lane. The Lina is farming really nicely.
Melodrama getting caught out up in the top side, and this is going to be an easy one. First Blood finally coming out, and it will go to Noticed and Problems up on the top side. Flame Break coming into play.
God, I just realised that the names of this offlane duo really enables some cheesy casting.
Listen, we get one each through the series, okay? Use it well.
Alright, okay. Oh, damn it. I ruined it by just talking about it. Oh, no.
No,
right.
it doesn't count, It's just...
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So 31 to 27 in the middle lane. A lot of fighting, very aggressive, both of these guys, but overall, it is Young G with the slight edge up in the top side. Noticed at 25 CS, and also has a kill to his name as well, which puts him significantly above the Doom. And now going with the drums being picked up at 5 minutes into the games. Bashka not ready for this. I might just get cooked up by Problems here. Problems still chasing. Bashka doesn't have anything left, but will be surviving just about.
Just about now. I'm sure I can sing the song as well, but yeah, Enigma with the catapult first wave and the drum, then how are they going to defend this tower? You don't really want to rotate Lina, she's quite a static mid lane, and look at how much pressure is going to apply. Chira Jr. with his catapult and the Exo on mid, then you got the top of the Eidolons and that catapult. And when was the last time you saw two lanes with two catapults getting pressure? And Chira Jr. kind of like 1v3 this one.
Oh my god, he gets away with that? Dude, Melodrama is insane.
But isn't Chira Jr. more insane? Look at it.
It's going to live. Yeah, I mean, Chira Jr. is going to go absolutely crazy right now and not going to die. Can somebody please die? Excess Vampire, thank you very much. Appreciate you, buddy. Does go down. Oh my god. That was insane. He was just running around on 50 HP.
I mean, Chira Jr. tanked so much damage in that fight, right? Like, there was 700 damage from Widow, 500 from the Lina. Deathbreath was like, alright, chill. Like, he also didn't have mana for the last Siphon. So he played on no mana going behind the tower, and yeah, it was weirdly refreshing seeing a 5-minute catapult really pressuring two different tier 1 towers. Mid towers and half HP, top towers and like a third HP. We expected the lanes to go pretty well for Cybergeese, and yeah, top and mid. Just the structural pressure really offsets what was, again, a pretty decent start for the Lina, right? It was...
Yeah.
The Lina and the Pangro lanes were the one CS-wise going pretty well, but how does Nemiga defend objectives if every objective is getting hit at the same time? That's oof.
Yeah, I feel like you need to commit and punish on one of them. That's trying to like just we'll send one to top, one to middle, try to make it happen. It doesn't really work as Bashka once again getting dropped. The drums, a flame break. It is so nice. Notice some Problems playing some really nice Dota together. Oh, Doomlings. Cute. You missed them, Scriff.
What are you doing? He's catching the kills. That's way more important. And,
is it?
You know, debatable. But you asked a question about how does Nemiga defend an objective, right? Like, you want to be able to defend at least one. And that, of course, is locked into Pangolier having level 6.
Sorry, you asked that question, not me, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're like a couple.
Fine, it's fine.
Know? What you own, I own.
I've got a burning question actually. I want to ask you.
Oh, okay, go on.
How does Nemiga defend their towers?
Sorry, what?
Oh.
We're going to work on the synergy. You know, we've only been casting together for like 3 years, but we'll get there in the end, Chief.
Year 4 is where it's all going to come together. That's when
that's true.
That's when we make our run.
Yep. God, what a great run it will be.
Truly.
Yeah, that question that we both clearly is burning on the... Yes, Pangolier, level 6, please get it. Then you might be able to defend an objective.
I'm a little bit worried for him, though. There is going to be a lot of damage coming out onto him through the exorcism. Oh, it's a little bit scary for a Pangolier when you can die inside that Rolling Thunder, but should be okay. There's not much more than that. There's no ranged core to kind of combo up with the exorcism, and no anti-armor in play at the moment to really threaten that Rolling Thunder. That's when things can get awkward. Like, put an SF or Alina or something like that against the Pangolier, Drow, and you start to have problems. But exorcism alone, I think, shouldn't be enough to cause him too many problems, especially with double jump. But we'll see. Maybe he does still get dropped.
You were beneath me. Silence is golden.
Radiance will be the build for the Abaddon. We're going to have the Maelstrom on the Lina. Unsurprising there. Midas into Radiance on the Doom as well. So a little bit greedier on the Doom, of course. I mean, greed isn't really greed when it's Doom.
We have the pause at 2,000 gold lead. When Pangolier respawns, 1 creep and he's good to go.
Does go bottom for that creep though, so if he does come to mid, then it'll have to be an awkward walkover.
And he's showing that he did TP as well, so yeah, that is going to be a mid tower to fall.
Yeah, Chira Jr. is not going to be wasting any time about this one. And Young G showing no signs of trying to defend it, although might come in to help Meta. No. Metadrama's gone. Forget about him. Ooh, top lane now. They go on to Bashka again. This Doom has no game at the moment and will continue having absolutely no game. Notice brings him down once again. A triple kill out for Notice at this point. Well, killing spree, sorry, at this point for Notice. Just 3-0-0 on the Enigma. Completely uncontested. Every time this Doom comes in, he just gets blasted by the Batrider and by the Enigma. This is really, really rough stuff.
What a laning domination from
this top lane's been
this first game.
Complete disaster.
Yeah, I literally had flashbacks to Na'Vi. She was like, "Oh God, be happy, be happy, be happy."
Don't worry, wipe the froth off your mouth and focus up.
Yeah, definitely. So good.
Save it for your nightmares.
God, I'm gonna have so many tonight, actually.
I was playing Elden Ring Night Rain until late last night, and then had a dream about the next level was taking place in Birmingham. So I'm not sure what that means, but
yeah,
to be fair, it would be a good setting.
So I had some weird dreams. Why would you? Also, is that the multiplayer one? I have no idea. I only played on it, so you're speaking a foreign language to me.
Anyway, they're moving on to Notice here, and they might actually catch him out, but the Centaur stops the Doom coming on through. Is it going to matter? It kind of is, because Notice is going to be able to get a big black hole up here into the both of them. There is just no Doom coming out, because he doesn't have his level. He's still level 5 on the Doom. Oh my god. Notice finally goes down, but once again, Bashka will be dead. Yeah, they get the Enigma, great, but absolutely nothing in response.
Wait,
really.
TP'd into bot lane. There's an Abaddon already there. Bossman,
hey, buddy.
run away.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was pretty spirit. Sorry, I was like, he's trying to TP for XP and cool stuff, and then TH2000's like, are you sure?
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, I was very close to being. Sorry for the fake hype, guys. I'll calm down.
Yep. But yeah, I actually did not realize that the Doom was level 5 at the start of that fight. Runs at the Enigma, looks like he's going to Doom him and just gets black holed. I don't know what's happening. Bashka is having a absolutely terrible game here. Needs to recover, needs to hit the jungle. Does now get the Doom, but I mean, he's very close to Solo's net worth. And look at Solo's inventory. Like, yeah, that is what he's competing with.
Yeah, I don't really want to click on any Nemiga hero. It is just kind of just spare across the board. But yeah, looking at the replay here, the Enigma. The Eidolon gets Laguna as well, by the way. We didn't mention that. I was wondering, like, how did he not die to Laguna? And I failed to try and find an answer because I was quite content with not knowing. But then I see the Eidolon, I'm like, oh, okay, yep, that's cool. So he misclicked the Laguna.
Bro
The
tanked
spare
it.
sinks in further, and
I mean, splitting image, you know, noticed.
mm-hmm.
He was like,
Sure.
oh, I'm going to play against Lena, therefore I must get splitting image to... right, guys?
To be, I will say that was one of the really nice quality of life changes in the last like couple patches. Was the key to override everything to make sure you target a hero, not a unit.
Yeah,
I feel like that's one of those commands that you don't naturally want to try it because your muscle memory for playing Dota for so many years won't be there. But if you do overcome that, then you will never Laguna like that, right? But I personally have not tried picking it up because to think about pressing 2 buttons to do one spell it's just so foreign in all your spell casting, especially when you want to go, this key is for unit, this key is for hero. Great an idea, but when you're an old man, it's
the only specialist thing I've ever done with that is directional move, which I think is really useful for like 4-staff plays and such. Big fan of directional move. Also, when I played Slark a lot, it was kind of necessary there. Yeah, I'm loath to add anything to my keybinds at this point. 10 or 12 years deep, or wherever we're at right now, it's it's a little scary. God, 13 years of Dota. That was wild. Problems.
quite a large portion of your life.
Indeed, indeed. Problems gets to the high ground, and now maybe look for the turnaround. Lasso coming out on Dex's Vampire, and the glimpse onto the other. Really nicely done from Cyber Goose there. They had 2 bullets, and they used them both perfectly. Meanwhile, a Rolling Thunder down to the bottom side, getting TA2000. Maybe annoyed. I don't know. He doesn't seem annoyed. Seems absolutely fine. He's chilling, looking for his radiance.
The sad thing for Nemiga is like the draft that they have, the logic, it feels so good up until the point where Enigma just breaks top lane. Right? Like if Doom can stabilize his lane against any other offlaner and he's just chill farming, then Pango had immense pressure on the Abaddon, then nothing else will go wrong, right? Because you'll have the heroes to rotate to mid, but it's the fact that you lose top tower and mid tower so early on. Yeah, it's got to really give it props to Cyber Geese. 24 picking Enigma, breaking the lanes. Really, really good stuff. And the fact that he's going for the Helm of Overlord, he's only about 300 gold away from it.
I was so worried about Doom eating these these summoned creeps, but that just has not been an issue.
I guess one problem for Cyber Geese was the fact that their game, let me double check. I think it was game 2? No.
No?
Yes, game 2. Game 2 against One Move. Oh man, I'm talking about the game 2 earlier today against One Move, right? Where they had Beastmaster TA and they had this like epic lead where it's like, oh my god, they're breaking everything, but they did kind of throw it away. They took a top Rax, died, and then from that point they gave kind of entry to the opponent to really feel like they could get back into the game. Not saying we're going to see a repeat, but you do need to be careful in Cyber Geese that the game isn't that simple as time progresses. If Lena is able to maintain her farm, her at the high ground, she gets a BKB, another item, plus a Doom. Like, there is comeback potential, but it's very slim. But it's
this is the most exciting roast deal I've ever seen. Damn it! It didn't work. So close.
Ah, rats. We really have been blessed with a game 3 for Na'Vi and Aurora into a game 1 Nemiga and Cyber Geese.
Yeah.
Gaben has given us everything today.
If anybody's only tuned in for this cast and our last cast, we are capable of being like, you know, more serious and frankly better than this, but you know, we're not going to lie to your faces and pretend that this is some close or this is just Nemiga really.
Smart. No, that's a good way to do it, no man.
Massive blunders in the draft in a row, and this is what you get.
Yeah, Valve are awake at this time, so it does make sense if they're tuning in, going, "Oh, what are our casters doing for the best event of the year?" And it's us just whining. It's like, ooh. Oh,
In fairness, this one
okay.
was a bit. We're showing a lot more credit towards Cyber Goose this time because they deserve it. Because it was just like a really good pivot.
Because
with
they have the death profit.
Enigma. They have the death profit. No, it's the Enigma which is breaking this game.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's a 1-2 punch, but yeah, no. Noticed on Enigma, truly a treat to watch. I feel like in these games, it's like, do you think you could? No offense to 2000. I don't mean this to insult you. I said back already
Hold on, good kill.
Okay, all right, okay. I was trying to say, my 001 Abaddon, who's just vibing, like, it is like the perfect game in which he doesn't have to do anything, right? It's like his team's done literally everything for him, and he's just mode chill to the finest degree. Would be hilarious if he leaves his farming pattern to join the fight and gets doomed, and then he goes back to farming. But yeah, that's how exceptional this game has been from Cybergeese, that they don't even need their carry to really do anything to build this gold lead, right?
No, absolutely not. T2000 can do whatever he wants, and what he wants is just continue laning at 18 minutes into the game. He's still just in the exact same place he started the game. I'd love to see his heat map right now. I don't think we have that tech,
available.
The TA2000 heat map is just bottom lane. You're not bored? 18 minutes of this?
I think every carry dreams that this is possible. If anything, they're annoyed they have to rotate in the patch. Oh, he stepped up. He's further down the lane. The team's around him. Of course, the blink dagger on the Bat Rider. They're ready to hunt to any kill that they see. Will it? Oh, look at the heat map.
Wonderful stuff. Wait, is this for the Abaddon? Oh, he has been in the top lane. Okay.
I've been baited by
Right,
you,
know
man.
what?
I trusted you. You know what? I take it
Apologies,
back.
good sir. Apologies,
Apologies, yeah.
Tia2000.
Yeah.
Yep. You have been
Yep.
in the corners of the map, but you have been in both lanes. I take it all back.
I can't believe you lied to us like that. No, that is unacceptable.
I was hoping they wouldn't have a heat map, to be honest. I was just lying the whole time. But
I knew. To be fair, when you said it, I was like, I'm pretty sure. Oh, dear production, they have that available. We just never called for it because
underestimated them again.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Who do you think has the worst looking heat map right now?
The worst heat map?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, it doesn't show when you're dead, so. I don't know. Everyone's been all around the place. I think Tia2000 has been the least active player, so.
All right, let's think about Nemiga. Of course, they are down, not out as of yet. It does look to be that way, but Radiance incomplete on the Doom, BKB soon complete on the Lina, and Blink Dagger on the horizon for the Pangolier. So there are some skirmishing items available for them to at least entertain a smoke, look for a fight. Of course, they need to try and get around the Black Hole, the Static Storm, the Exorcism. Can they kill Abaddon twice? A lot of problems, but they have the tools to at least get a single kill. And I think at this stage of the game, when you've only seen 2 kills, getting a third would be quite a motivator.
Yeah, certainly was. Tormentor gonna drop.
After this Roshan falls, maybe even like planning for the next Roshan, right? It's like, guys, if we can contest that, get a good fight around the pit is always an option. But Shaman.
I mean, if Cyber Goose are able to like tie out this game neatly, get another second win quite quick, then I guess it makes like it brings up a big question mark in the Na'Vi series tomorrow about whether Na'Vi are actually just going to be tested or not. It's sort of the question we got to ask at the moment.
Yeah, I think from the trajectory of Cybergeese, if they close out this series 2-0 and they're winning game 1 in this fashion, then I would argue that it's going to be a very competitive final 3. Whoever wins between Na'Vi and Cybergeese will have enough information and kind of development throughout the qualifier to be able to put up a fight to Aurora. Obviously, Aurora is still going to be the favourites no matter who they face, but
oh yeah,
it does feel like we're on a path to not just getting like a 3-0 shutout. It's like there is depth to the region as we get a blink jump in, but a quick blink out from Pangolier, and 21 minutes in, They're knocking on the high ground.
Certainly are. Exorcism available should they want to commit everything to it. And this Helm of the Overlord creep from Notice doing absolute work. Not really too much to be done here. Young G stepping up, being the defender, revealing that BKB. That'll mean that they know that they can't really jump the leader too easily. I'll blink lasso, and I still feel like Lena's probably dead to an exorcism, but we'll see. Smoke up for Nemiga now. Again, TA2000 is not here for this high ground push. He is in the top corner of the map. One of his hot areas. Maybe you can start to ask questions, but it's a good jump, but Black Hole the backlines catching on to 3. I'll make it 4 as Constantine comes fighting into it as well. Yeah, tip that man. Tip that man. This fight is not a fight. Noticed and said no. Clover's 9 goes down as well, and Nemiga, you know, they gave it an attempt, but we mentioned this Enigma. It was a backstop. It was a safety pick, and it absolutely did it. Woo.
I'm actually just really upset that Tier 2000 TP'd into that fight. I would love to finish this game 0-0.
Still farming top. They're the 4-man Black Hole. He's just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Guys.
Keep on winning the game for me.
Oh, I just got on the creep wave.
Yeah, but yeah, walk down mid with all the summons. The jungle creep, the Eidolons, the exorcism, the spirits, the ads. Yeah, plenty of damage to take the mid tower Tier 2000. Moves to the bot side of the map, and you know what, dude? He realizes game's looking difficult. Got to buy that minus and play a little bit longer. Let's drag this one out.
Seriously? Yeah. But he can use it and sell it though. So.
Yeah, of course. I'm meaning it. But,
but I mean, sell it now whilst the base is being attacked, or? Yeah, I still think it is kind of weird, especially as he's just kind of dying here. So yeah. Young G. Yeah, no BKB for 15 seconds. It does just put Solo into the grave.
Laguna though. That felt good though for him.
It did. Sorry, Solo. Alright, they'll back off. The snakes are too tough. Cyber Goose backing themselves away. And just going to continue farming this map. Keep Nemiga inside their base.
Look, it's just so beautiful, right? For an Nemiga, they think they got the jump. They find a couple decent heroes solo, but then you notice 3 to 4 man Black Hole Pango kind of jumping in at the very end of it, and yeah, there's no fight to take there. You're all clumped up. It's beautiful stuff. You have to hope, for the sake of the fans, that Enigma is playable during TI. There's like 2 to 3 heroes that you just want to see in an arena, and of course, Enigma is one of them.
Absolutely. Enigma, Earthshake is always fun. Magnus,
good, yeah.
probably the GOAT. Nah, Enigma's a GOAT.
Any spell that, of course, like when you're watching a game, it's kind of fun because the people around you can kind of hear their MMR by how they react, right, to certain fights and stuff. But like you all are bound together collectively. You can agree when big spell hits, everyone's hyped. Shaman walking up the steps. Does it have his way yet? Potentially dying. The team is just to the northern side, but would be surprised if they tried to help him.
I do like the skepticalness of the rest of Cyber Goose there to just not jump on the guy. They're just like, okay. We're assuming he's not alone, but no one's really responding to this.
Of course, again, for a little announcement, guys, don't forget that Battle Cup does start in 1 hour and 13 minutes, so if you are a Cyber Goose fan and a Battle Cup fan, then a swift tour will enable you to stop watching these important qualifiers and partake. Maybe that is the motivation behind Notice dominating on his Enigma in Game 1.
True.
Is the allure of both getting to the final 3 of the qualifier and getting to play his weekly Battle Cup.
I'll be honest, I think there's only one person in this lobby who cares about Battle Cup, and I have the pleasure of casting with them.
Guilty.
Roshan starting to fall, and TA2000 will be grabbing that Aegis. Roshan's banner casually left aside. Solo comes in to grab it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, just go for Roshan, follow the basic motions, ensure that you aren't going to overplay your hand. You do have a insane lead that would be quite difficult to throw away, but when you're against a high ground laner and a Doom, it is nice to tick every box before you try to close out the game. Put down the banner. You've got your Abaddon with borrowed time and Aegis safely clicking away at the building.
Lasso out onto the Lina. Where is the response? Well, there comes Corvus 9 once again. A solo black hole just onto the Lina to make sure she gets taken down, and Young G is gone. Doom, any response, any answer? BKB comes out, an immediate blink away from Chira Jr. Doesn't want to get caught out by that. TA2000 pops the ulti pretty early here because he's got the Aegis. I do like when Abaddons do this. And they'll just continue hitting away at those barracks. Yeah, when you have Aegis, especially like using the borrowed time, just being on the front lines and then blinking away, using the obviously damage negation aspect to get yourself to safety instead of getting stuck in an awkward position and potentially getting low first is always kind of cool.
I'm going to ask a silly question then, Red.
Yes.
How many Dooms have we seen? My memory is my old age of 28. I can't remember the last time I saw one.
I'm really trying to think, dude, but
So
yeah,
yeah.
I think this might be a zero Doom game.
I'll check the damage stats at the end, but
Mr. Scriff, can you remember a Doom?
can you remember one?
No,
can.
Scriff can't
No?
remember a Doom.
All right.
Doomless.
We're all growing older.
I remember a Laguna Blade. Onto
Yeah,
a
I remember that on
Eidolon.
the Eidolon. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that was a nice replay.
That's great.
The Hail Mary smoke.
This last
One
time,
kill away from the funny number in reverse.
yep, true.
notice.
No black hole available.
Yep.
Solo jumps in, big glimpse back onto Monodrama, immediately turns around, gets a hex up on TF2000, but will be dying. Bashkers trying to stand his ground and bring down Solo, will get that kill there. Who else are you going to go for? Doom available. Oh my god. Young G getting very low in the middle of this fight. He's also going to die. Buyback available for the Lina if they really want to try and hold on to this one. But I'm not sure there's much point. X isn't being used. Tier 4's being brought down. Tier 2000, Chira Jr. getting to work. Lina pops a buyback. Wants to see what she can do. Pushing them back might be all they can do for now. As Corvus 9 continues to poke and prod. They are missing their supports on the side of Cyber Goose. That was unlucky. That was a very untimely bash from TA2000 to cancel out that Doom, in fairness. Yeah, thank you, Scriff. Just making sure everybody's aware.
Yes, thank you.
He raised his little arms, but yeah, couldn't quite pull it down.
Yeah, he tried. Oh. Back to you, Nomad.
Thank you. Did you know Enigma is an anagram of Nemiga, which is why it's so good against them?
Powerful.
Truly
Truly
makes you
powerful.
think.
Yeah, it does really think.
24k gold advantage. Smoke up now. They're done with this one. Still 43 seconds left on that Aegis. Black hole available as well. Where do you want to go? You are coming through the bottom, coming through mid.
As much as it's been a very dominant game, props to Nemiga though, not calling GG, not giving up. They understand the importance of this qualifier. Sure, it feels like it's a 1% chance, but they're still playing for the 1%. Credit there.
True, though, the players always play for the 1%. There's the Lasso coming out onto the Doom. Can he get it off? He gets off the BKB, trying to run away to safety. Turns around. Doom's used! Doom's used on the Abaddon!
Let's go!
He gets it off.
That's a big boy Doom there.
It's huge. It's huge. And a catch on the sidelines. On to Noticed. He's getting kind of low here. Their Ancient also taking heavy damage, but in comes the Bangalore to clear it out. But he's actually kind of struggling a little bit against those Mega Creeps. But Noticed is dead on the side. But poor Pangolier struggling with now Chira Jr. as he comes in on this one as well. But Young G getting off good damage, but they're just being overwhelmed by the creeps, by the things in their base right now. Chira Jr. going to take down another, and the Ancient, it will fall game number 1. The lower bracket game 2. Let's get into the game and find out how this one is going to go. Firstly, T, this mid matchup, Young G on the Shadow Fiend laning up against the Chira Jr. Tiny. Is there potential that our Tiny's going to struggle here?
Yeah, I mean, potentially, right? Like I said at the end of the draft, right? It's the, you were writing down Drow Ranger. You completely ignored my analysis. It's fine. It's the razors, right? Classic. Will he hit the razors? Will supports rotate in? But if isolated in a 1v1, Shadow Fiend should win. When supports rotate in, then it truly is anyone's game. And of course, he does have the Shadow Maya facet, so 1-2 raise, you get slowed up. Kill potential is always available. Like, he started with double Mango Fairy Fire. Like, he wants to kill.
Yeah, I only really see lasting presence on the more carry style of Shadow Fiends, but sometimes you carry from the mid and then you want to pick it up there. Notice, kind of looking around here. Problem's also going for a big, long rotation here. I'm going to go see if he can pick himself up a bouncy rune. I mean, if he goes now, he might see that there is nobody here, but no, doesn't try for it. Bounty's going to go 2 for 2. No surprises here. There's a really, really aggressive sentry from Chira. I mean, observer. Just named sentry. Funny.
Oh, you fell for it.
Yeah.
That was like
classic.
the old Falcon strategy from Snaking, where yeah, that's good. I also. Oh wait.
Oh my
Happens
goodness.
there. That's more important.
Yeah. Just run down.
Yeah,
A lot of
stop the
stomps,
power
a lot of
shot.
power shots. Yeah. Take him down. Solo, what can he really do against that as a ancient apparition with a point in chilling touch? The answer is not a whole lot, to be honest with you.
No. Yeah, the critical thing for ancient apparition in laning phase is try and bully the lane as quick as possible. So by the time that level 2 comes in, they don't have the HP to actually want to commit for the kills. And you can see from Solo's positioning, he's playing past the wave, not aggroing it, constantly right clicking, doing as much as he can to just pretty much break the spirits of Nemiga so they don't try and kill tier 2000. Of course, you get a salve, you reset, and then you can continue playing the lane. It's already pushed up as well, so yeah, Nemiga, they won't really be too concerned with what Solo's been doing.
Nah.
So, yeah.
Struggle
How's
to
that
have,
going again?
yeah, that's good damage coming out on tier 2000. He's got the shield though, got his ancient apparition behind him with level 2 in fact, so should keep him alive. The mid, it really is turning into the SF show very, very quickly here. Young G completely shutting Chira Jr. out. Keeps trying to get some CS with a couple of avalanches, with a couple of trees, but it's not really working out this time. The bottom side problem's getting low, but now turning it around onto the gyrocopter. Notice though, he has got a swashbuckle, but doesn't want to go for it here. Not with 9 charges on that wand. A little too much to ask for.
Yeah, I'm playing on tower. I really like when offlaners have the backpack self ready because notice he's playing the limits of his heroes. He's trying to bait out a couple more spells, and when needed, he'll drop back, he'll salve up, and he'll always be ready to fight. Compare that to the regen on the side of Jakira and the Gyrocopter. They're only playing with a single pack of tangos between them. So regards to kind of resource management.
I like the term pack of tangos.
Yeah, it is a pack of tango. I buy 1 tango, I get 3. That's a healthy little pack, and then pass it around the lane. We all have a little bite, and
Share your tangos with your friends.
Yeah.
Make an evening of it.
Even though I do miss the meta of salves, I actually, I'll be honest, I missed when salves worked on carries. I actually loved buying a salve because my cores just don't buy them. So it's like when you buy a salve and you just throw it on your core, it feels good, but yeah. Of course, that change did enable the economy of supports to go drastically higher as you weren't buying 5 salves in the laning phase. I kind of miss
So
it.
much aggression from Young G at mid, though, just completely shutting down Chira Jr. Allowed to come in, Avalanche, get a 1 or 2, try and peel the creeps off the wave. Yeah, this is really good stuff so far from the SF.
Of course, you need to be ready for the... Oh, okay. Yeah, toss up, toss down, gets kill, creep kill. But no, I was going to say that the playstyle of a Shadow Fiend is somewhat similar to like a Huskar in mid lane. At some point, you want to go up on the high ground steps to keep reminding the enemy, like, I am better than you, I am the better matchup, you know, I will beat you. So it just takes one support to come in to punish that. And of course, at the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to be problems, as he is getting just absolutely battered by the Jakiro.
He is a little bit, but Covis9 also in the top lane, getting awfully low, but will survive just about. Solo and TA2000 being aggressive here. Also looking at XX Vampire, but he's got himself the wind run. Now he will have a power shot, but TA2000 isn't careful. He might find himself getting caught out.
He's looking.
No, he's not.
He's looking at
TPing
going
to
to
mid.
mid, actually. Oh, the support rotation came into play, but it just was not strong enough. He didn't go on the tower and gets to walk off.
Both of them able to grab the water runes, but of course, Chira just still not getting enough when it comes to resources. Bashka, though, having a much better lane than last game. Didn't get that nasty counter pick, so still being able to just live, thrive. Not really too bothered about a Pangolier existing alongside him down here in the bot. The only one who's really struggling in this lane is Covis9 up on the top side, if we're being honest, as they try to go for the kill onto TA2000, almost get it, but it doesn't work out, and Covis goes down instead. Trying to set up for the power shot, but yeah, TA2000 gets a shield off and ends up surviving it.
He has wind run, so he'll be able to walk this one off.
Yeah, it's a lot of mana wasted from Solo there for play, which doesn't really work out.
Just trying to keep the wind runner low. So now it's like when wind runner is now half HP, goes to the power shot, doesn't connect, and yeah. They're just trying to make sure that the centaur and the wind runner never have the same amount of resources, right? It's like when one's ready to fight, the other one has to go back to base. It may look like you're kind of wasting spells, but preventing both heroes being in the lane at the same time is pretty useful. When you're going to go to top rune to help with the Shadow Fiend, they go bottom. Who wins the 50-50? Of course, the Shadow Fiend does. In a winning matchup, the game always seems to give the rune advantage to the one who has the better time. Proof.
Sure, looking to go a little aggressive here onto the Jakiro, and it's a really nice toss back. Problems moving in the right direction to make sure that they can set up for this, but with Young G coming to help out, they can't really stand their ground and just stand there and hit Monodrama any further. They are going to have to let him go. The threat of the Shadow Fiend is way too much. But Chira's not feeling too bad about this. He's able to pull the creep wave past the tower, get himself some nice safe farm, and just continue giving himself like the best game he possibly can. It's not going to be fantastic, but he's doing relatively well in this very bad situation.
Yeah, it's about survival. Don't bleed any random kills. Don't give Shadow Fiend, entry to the game with completely free CS denies and the odd kill or two, right? Of course, the supports being proactive, being the first ones to mid lane was critical. Sure, they don't kill off the Shadow Fiend, but even just having presence there, making the Nemiga supports rotate as well, is very helpful, as we just see a very simple 1-for-1 on the Wisdom Runes. Neither team opting to send any core heroes over to try and fight for them. Much better start to the game for Nemiga.
Oh yeah, they're chilling at the moment.
Like, when was the last time you saw like a proper 30-minute absolute stomp from both lane, like commanding every kill? Like, often there's like moments where it's like they at least win a fight or something, but that last game it was it's not often you see that level of domination from a team.
Yeah, like even the Navi game before it, like Navi showed a little bit of life at least, but there was absolutely nothing in that last one. And Covis9 still trying to stand his ground against TA2000. I mean, maybe the power shot comes through. It does. Excess Vampire. He clutches up and he makes the death worthwhile.
Yeah, that was pretty close. If the Abaddon was able to get another shield off, then maybe not, but yeah.
Had a split second to get off that power shot and, charge it to the right percentage as well is also sort of challenging. You couldn't just immediately let it go. Ooh.
Should have been
nice stack for
TP'd
Junior,
and using
but...
this rune.
Oh, yeah. Look at him.
Hold. He's waiting.
Just got to get it. Just got to get it right. Just got to get it. Okay, fine. We'll send him back. That's fine. Noticed. Gonna try and bounce around. I mean, he gets off the Rolling Thunder along with the shield crash double jump coming in huge. Oh!
Nighttime. Okay.
He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. No problem.
No one chased him. They gave up because they didn't think that he would do that.
Wait, first of all, that is just why offlane Pangolier works, right? Taking the double jump facet with 3-point shield crash, you hit 3 heroes, you have so much barrier to get through. And I think for Nemiga, they have plenty of damage. They didn't need to hit the Requiem. They just had to follow up with the correct amount of barrage damage to the rays, and yeah, just didn't hit it in the correct order, and yeah, off he goes. Very good stuff there from Notice too. In what looked like a instant death, he was you know what? Identify the fact that if I hit these 2 spells, I can live, and yeah, didn't accept defeat. Okay, and the Shadowfiend actually has going for a Yasha.
I think Scriff was also looking at the wording on that facet there as well.
Which one?
Counter-Strike. Centaurs. Notice, being chased, being run down here. Power shot comes through, and that'll be another kill. Nemiga showing some life here in this game at number 2. They're currently 1k up, 4 kills to 2. Sure, it's not the biggest lead in the world, but they're definitely off to a good start, of course. To me, it always feels a little bit fragile when an SF is the richest hero in the game. I don't trust this hero to stay alive.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
When the enemy misses spells, he does live.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So they're trying to be early with the ice blasters. You should be, but when your teammates don't connect like that, it gets awkward very quickly. And talking about getting awkward, Bashka getting stuck up here a little bit. Tier 2000 coming in and problems. He's here as well. The crew have arrived onto the gyrocopter and no one's going to be able to help him out. Bashka goes down. Nice kill onto the enemy carry here by the side of the Cyber Goose.
Bringing their heroes together just a tad bit quicker than the side of Nemiga. Again, Gyrocopter, Centaur, Shadowfiend, they all kind of park themselves in the lane, right? After they win a lane, go even in the lane, they just kind of continue farming it. They need to make sure that they don't overplay their hand, right? A Gyrocopter going close to the tower, you're providing that easy TP for an Abaddon or a support, or even the Pangolier do it on a different lane, right? To just freely TP in and kill you. So need to make sure you don't overplay your hand. Farm is the best objective for you right now on Nemiga. Continue just moving towards your first item timings. And like Young G, he could have gone for like a blink dagger, right, if he wanted to, but he opted for the fact that, you know what, I want to secure my own gamers. We do see Shaman finding 3 Radiant heroes, but there is a tiny hero as well. Ice Blast is available, but yet to commit for that one.
Yeah, it's looking a little awkward here, and Solo can't quite find the angle to get off the Ice Blast. Power shot comes through from Excess Vampire, and that should be enough to finish off Tira Jr. Young G comes in, a singular right click, kills off the enemy mid laner. Ice Blast comes, but doesn't connect onto Monodrama. It does land onto Young G, though. Maybe Notice can finish this off, but he's a little low on mana, and, well, he's going to cancel up and get him down. The double jump is there, and Noticed will get the kill. Ashka now going to be chasing Noticed here, but I think Noticed is going to be able to get out with this one okay, and yeah, Bashka will accept that.
Oh, that was quite an awkward little scuffle, was it not, Nomad? That was... Everyone kind of met in the... Like, they saw the Shaman, they killed the Shaman, then Tiny rocked up and was like, maybe this isn't the best play for me, and then Solo held his ultimate, which was concerning up until the point where he hits the Shadowfiend. He tried to kill the Jakiro, didn't hit the Jakiro, hit the Shadowfiend instead, and Pangolier, yeah, if he doesn't clean up and get the Shadowfiend kill, then it would have just been quite a disastrous engagement for the dire side. And as we say that, Tier 2000 chases down the Centaur again. 3 deaths for the Centaur. Not really having a game at all, and Jakiro dies to Chiro Jr.
Yeah, just grabs the double damage, runs into the enemy jungle as fast as he can, and immediately gets a kill. Can't ask for more than that, to be honest with you. Chiro Jr. is kind of coming back into this game. His Tiny is stuff of legends, to be fair. Like, I've seen plenty Chiro Jr. Tiny in my time and always enjoyed it when it comes out. Link Dagger going to be the item of choice, and he's going to be there after this camp. So there you go. Fantastic use of the amplified damage rune, to be honest. Kill a bunch of camps, get your Blink Dagger online, and now Cyber Goose. I mean, I wanted to say like they can start playing the game, but honestly, like, they've been playing the game pretty damn heavily recently. Smoke up though from Nemiga. They're the ones that want to try and make some action happen up here in the top side. TA2000, it's a tough hero to bring down. Can they get him twice? Actually, he doesn't have the borrowed time. They knew it. They had that timer going. 10 seconds left on it. They'll kill off TA2000.
Okay, that's 13 seconds of quite a nice pick-off. Making motions.
However, Snakes on a middle lane. Going to be taking down this tower.
Not on a plane. Yep, tower's gone. My main concern for Nemiga is Shadow Fiend is itemized in like kind of a greedy way by going Yashikaya first, where when the big fight breaks out, Pangolier has roll, Tiny has blink, Shaman very soon has blink. Will he actually get the Requiem off? Like, we're not going to be seeing the I'm on top of you Requiem. It'll be more of like a high ground Requiem to start the fight with a fear. As Chiro Jr. syncs up with his supports to go for a kill on the Windrunner. Sure, you get the Windrunner off, but it's just delaying the inevitable. I think it's a reason why we don't see too much Shadow Fiend. It's like, you might dominate your lane, but unless you have like flawless execution on every Requiem, you're always like scared to join the next fight, knowing that you are one death away from kind of losing everything that you've done so well to build up on in your laning phase.
That is true, yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier as well. Like, I'm never comfortable when Shadow Fiend is the top network hero in the game.
I echo that 100%.
Reiterating our reasons.
I will keep saying it. That is how important it is, no man.
Indeed.
Give us 5 minutes, we'll run it back once more.
We shall. Unless this Gyrocopter starts to take over, which is what they're hoping for on Nemiga. But CG, they are looking to see if he just shuts his face down this lane.
Yeah. Importantly though, Bashka is going for the semi-aggressive build that we've been seeing at least the Eastern European Gyrocopter players go for, right? It's the Dragon Lance, Falcon Blade, all like cheap items, don't go for the Aghanims, and eventually 20-minute BKB with a couple of cheap items. He's also thinking about Cressida, so triple cheap item, straight BKB after that. But yeah, he, in the back of his mind, if he has HP and mana, he'll TP to a fight. At the moment, he is obviously hard committing to the jungle, but I'd like to think that he'll take a trip back to the base and then maybe even call his team to try and make a move as Jakiro narrowly avoids the Pangolier and the double supports.
Yeah, notice trying to use a double jump to see if he can use it as a radar to see if anybody's in those trees, but doesn't land.
Yeah. I actually like the fact that Youngji didn't pick up Yashikaya and call his team to fight. I already said that he's quite a vulnerable mid, like we mentioned, but he picks up the Blink Dagger and it gives purpose, of course, to Yashikaya. The cast point, it is a very nice ultimate to play on. As Chiro Jr. just rocks up to everyone. Oh my god.
It's very brave, but the Ice Blast comes through, completely whiffs though, only really landing onto Kovis 9, who's more than happy to set up in the front lines and zone out the rest of the Cyber Goose. They will accept this fucked up initiation and just back themselves away on the side of Super Cyber Goose, which is kind of good. Oh, never mind. Chiro Jr., he's not done. He wants more. He wants Kovis. And Kovis with a Blade Mail on cooldown might be a tempting target, but Ice Blast's going to be there. Young G keeps threatening that ulti, but he's not going to get it off. Chiro on the back lines with that shield, but all is well. And honestly, pretty nice moves from Cyber Goose here. They're like poking and prodding, but not fully committing to anything.
Yeah, they're kind of just limit testing, understanding like, hey, if we poke them here, how does Nemiga react, right? And what they're learning is Centaur's happy to jump into the fight. The Shadow Fiend's not really in a position to throw out the Requiem as of yet, and Chiro Jr. resets from mid, straight back to top, and poor old Centaur, they just really hate him. They don't want him to play Dota.
They really don't like him, do they? But he's going to get to live once again here. Young G setting up with some raises out onto TA2000. In comes Excess Vampire, tries to land the shackle, doesn't quite do it. Now the Avatar's onto Young G. Oh no! That is not how that was meant to go. Shadow Fiend swaggers up to the top lane a little too chill and does get punished for it. Man, I mean, That's a problem with mid lane Shadow Fiend and him being your richest hero.
Oh, Gyrocopter?
What's he up to? Oh, he's dying. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. And it does
He's
look like he
noticed
bought the
some
hammer from
problems
the
down in the
BKB.
bottom lane.
Don't say it again, Nomad. You've used your one.
Yeah,
and
I
only time.
burnt it.
No, you burnt that. That was, yeah.
Did both with one in one stone though, so you know, efficiency.
thank
That's
God.
what we aim for. Yeah, thanks. Only have to suffer through the singular usage. But look at your junior, he's still looking around, see if anybody's going to CP in to defend this one. Doesn't look like anybody's foolhardy enough to attempt that. Monodrama, of course, always tempted with the Macropire, but won't be throwing his life away that easily. It's here 2000 now leading that net worth chart thanks to the aggression coming out from his teammates. Radiance, Yasha on the way towards the Manta style.
Yeah, Shadowfin isn't really opting to ever join a fight, it seems, because he just went and bought the Ogre Axe. It's like he's ready to Requiem if they come to him, but he's never leading the charge for his team. You compare that to the Tiny, and Chiro Jr. 5-1-1, picked up the Blink Dagger. He went fishing multiple times. Like, of course, Tiny is one of the probably more popular mid laners in the patch at the moment. We're seeing the difference. Survive the lane, get the blink, read the map beautifully, and it doesn't matter if you got assist in the first 7 minutes of the game. You can create your own gold through the kills that you find. There's going to be 20 minutes till Mentor is spawning. Nemiga are in the area with the Windrunner. They don't have a water place, but a well-timed power shot could get a kill. Oh, narrowly misses them.
Ooh. I mean, he could have got so much there. He could have gotten solo, he could have gotten the Tormentor, but
Got nothing.
ends with nothing.
Yeah.
What could have been.
Double BKB will be the second lease of life for Nemiga in this draft. Pipe also very, very close for the Centaur. So yeah, a lot of defensive capabilities will be available for Nemiga if they are to want to use them as okay. The wild Ice Blasters have been yeeted down the map by Solo, so that's now on cooldown for 45 seconds.
45 seconds is such a crazy ability. It does so much. It's got such a little cooldown.
Well, it's on 60-second cooldown, but it's
Yeah, but
one of those spells where it's like you use it and then it's kind of, yeah. Well, don't get me started on that one. I'll start complaining about Metamorphosis and the fact that you press it and it still starts ticking down. Moving
there's a
on.
spell that isn't that way though. Like Shapeshift does the same, God Strength does the same.
Yeah, but they're not
The only
always
one
as
doesn't
good
is
as
like Supernova, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'm complaining about a very old thing of Dota, like Dota in itself.
You just want the cooldowns to be longer.
Yeah. This one's
Junior.
very big. Anyway, Jagura's dead.
Monodrama
I
is
spot
the one that gets
Jakiro.
caught out. Now,
Gyrocopter.
that's a big target. That's a very big target. There goes the Gyrocopter as well. A double kill for Noticed. They're not allowed to farm in this jungle. They felt like they were safe because there's no wards up on this high ground, but, well, there was wards elsewhere.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're just squeezed into just such a narrow area of the map, right? Like, as we see Cyberbeast going to Roshan, sure the scan connects. It's the vision of Radiant is so far on the left-hand side of the map that they don't really get to explore anything. They're kind of hugging the ward, they push out the wave that they get given, and that's about it.
Yeah.
BKB is available in Gyrocopter. Shadowfiend has the BKB. They got a blink on the window. Like that, there's so many tools for them to go for a fight, but when they're running into an Abaddon where it borrowed time, now an Aegis on the Pangolier.
It's our
You
best
see why
friend
they've been
Clovis
scared.
now. Hello, sir. Shackle comes out. Notice is here. Rolling Thunder's going to be used as well, even. He's got him in the steps, but doesn't quite time it correctly, so going to have to come in. Chiro Jr. with the assist, and will actually be grabbing the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower.
At some point, Nemiga will make a move as a team. I think Cybergeese need to respect that. They've been blessed with the sea of pickoffs for the last 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they have to be keeping an eye on Young G. When he's got that Blink Dagger up, it's Blink, BKB, and a very fast Requiem, which you might not be able to respond to.
It's been about like around 10 minutes that no one on Cybergeese have died. And since then, they've killed Windrunner, Gyrocopter, Jakiro, Shadow Fiend, Gyrocopter again, Jakiro, and a Centaur. Like, it's been a very kind of slow 10 minutes, but that's just very disciplined Dota from Cybergeese. Get the kills that present themselves, farm up, get Roshan.
Oh, they are doing very, very well.
Okay, Blink Dagger on the Shadow Fiend. Surely this is a moment where he pops off.
Yeah, this has
He
to
says
be
that
it.
with bated breath.
You know, you drafted the Shadow Fiend. Yeah, okay, you got your lane where you got to, you know, dance all over it. Lovely stuff. But now, you know, the mid game, that's where this hero is hard to make work. Like, I'm not going to say the lane's easy on Shadow Fiend, but it is designed to dominate lanes. You know, the stacking damage of the raises. Oh.
Here it is, here it is. I smoked up. They got Blink, they got BKB.
Yeah, Chiro Jr. Maybe getting baited here a little bit. Young G immediately popping off onto Chiro Jr. and his life is taken from him. Notice now, kind of needs to back himself away. If they could just lose one here, they might feel okay about it, but Solo is so slow as he tries to get away, but they're going to see him. They're going to want him. Colorless 9 and Excess Vampire chasing down the AA. Tier 2000 goes back in here along with Notice. Snakes come down. They're looking for the backliners here, exactly, but they can't close the gap onto either of them. So they are chasing them away, and Tier 2000 still alive through this, still killing off Ghost Knight. Solo still running around, trying not to die in this fight. Oh, the power shot doesn't kill him. He's got a shield upon him. You can't kill Solo. You just can't do it. 3 heroes dead on the side of Nemiga. You thought this was their fight. It started out perfectly with Chiro Jr. getting completely vaporized, but not enough.
That's kind of the whole point of Nemiga's lineup. It was to blow up heroes to try and find number advantage, but when you're down this much, the Abaddon being top net worth, the Pangolier having an Aegis, not caring about anything else, sure you lose the Tiny, but what? The Requiem? You're trading your main kill threat to kill a single hero, and everyone else is, you know, very healthy to take the fight. Like, again, the combination, it was beautiful. It was a great way. But we kind of wanted to see that 10 minutes ago, maybe even 5 minutes ago, right? Like, the fact that it's taken this long, 24 minutes of the game, to finally get a combination of Shadow working with your, Shadow Fiend working with your team. It's all they have. They can kill one hero, but that's it. And look, Bashka, he rocks up to the fight still himself. Cooldown is on cooldown. He has BKB, but he has to use it just to run away. And both Winner and Centaur, they jump onto the AA. He doesn't even die. He just walks back up the steps, walks towards the Abaddon, glimmers his way, and yeah, really, really rough fight from Nemiga. If they're watching it back there, they just wish they itemized slightly differently. I think to play out an earlier engagement, maybe a Centaur getting Blink, or even the SF getting an earlier Blink would have given them some purpose to pick off the Pango or the Tiny. But yeah, the way that they've played it out, they have enabled Cybergeese to itemize and get so tanky. I'm already thinking in the back of my mind, how can Gyrocopter get to Rapier? How can he get to, like, Satanic Rapier as quick as possible? And Satanic, sure, the AA is not going to feel great, but yeah.
Well, in the top lane, previous 9 getting blown up. Yeah, Bashka just doesn't have anything online. He's just got Dragon Lance BKB. It's a really, really tough situation for a Gyrocopter to be in.
He went for the fighting build, right? I praised the idea of, like, you buy cheap items, you play for your team, and
Tier 2000 might be biting off more than he can chew in the bottom lane. Let's see. He's got the Blink Dagger though, so can always just run himself away with no shackle coming out. This Vampire almost dying to illusions.
Did you not just see the camera for Centaur? For Corvus 9? Like, but just before, he had, like, hands on his head. Like, he can feel the fact that this game's not going his way. They've made this low bracket run. They've won, what, 3 best of 3s in a row to get here.
Well, they've killed off Noticed, and Bashka gets a kill as well. It's a pretty big deal. Now, Young G trying to close the gap onto Problems, and with the Requiem coming through and a couple of right clicks, he'll be able to bring him down. And despite the best efforts from TA 2000, now Chiro Jr. jumps in. Oh, that Croaker helping out a lot here, allowing Chiro Jr. to get up the BKB and finish off Young G. But Bashka, he takes down another 2 big kills for this gyrocopter, and he's feeling it right now. But TA2000 is still a threat. 2-1. Borrow time back available here, meaning that there is no longer a kill possibility onto this Abaddon, at least not easily. He'll take down that first life and somehow take down the next. Pashka will be able to grab it here, but immediately popping out onto the gyrocopter and will bring him down. Solo gets that kill, and Solo again dancing around these fights, staying alive through it all. You cannot kill the ancient apparition. Govis popping the blade mail, but that's just going to delay the inevitable as TA2000 slays another. A trail of dead Radiant heroes down here at the bottom side as TA2000 pops off in this fight.
Yeah, they just keep kiting it, and the cooldowns, it looked like there was maybe a slim chance they could catch the Abaddon pre-ultimate, but again, they just didn't have enough heroes to get there, and just dancing around the fight. Solo's using his glimmer, escaping once again. Jakiro goes back to base. Noticed does die at the start of the fight, so again, on paper, looks pretty good, and the Aegis had just timed out, so yeah, happy days for them. Good timing, but yeah, I just feel bad for Nemiga. I'm like watching them play, I'm like just looking at their cameras, seeing that it's just not connecting, like all these small things just not working out for them, and yeah. Of course, this is an elimination game. The stakes are very different to the previous games that we've cast so far in the qualifier.
Yeah, absolutely. 29 minutes in now. 12-22 is the scoreline with 11k gold advantage for the Cyber Goose team. They are fully in control of this game. They're just looking for a way to finish it up. That high ground defense, you know, it's not going to be the easiest. Young G on his Shadow Fiend. Going to be a big threat, always. Aghanim's now complete as well. Yeah. A bit of despair being seen there.
I mean, for Centaur it is, right? It's like he died top, respawns, runs bottom, dies, Winona dies, yep, okay.
Just trying to get some wards down, trying to get some vision in, but it's kind of left Bashka in a weird place. Does have the BKB here, but with the A blast connecting, he's just dead. He's going to try and get off some damage before he dies, but die most certainly shall. But that said, Young G, good damage off in this fight, killing off the Pangolier to start this one out, but trying to get the damage off onto Chiro Jr., but he's just not doing enough, and Problems comes in, gives him the shackle, and makes sure that the SF cannot do any more to the Tiny. It will just be a trade here. Call for a call, which you may just settle for if you're Nemiga here.
For Nemiga, at least, like, sure, Winona has to buy back, but for them, there is a bit of motivation provided now. It's like, guys, the Shadow Fiend has everything possible to kill a hero. Tiny, Pango, let's ignore the Abaddon, right? Because, of course, borrowed time. But if they can get that quick stun on any hero with the Shadow Fiend following out after, they have this like ability just to hold on to the game, to buy time. When Gyrocopter, he's going to have to try and do a better job at evading these Ice Blasts solo. He identifies one key thing. Ice Blast the Gyrocopter do not allow him to stand his ground and participate in the fight. You know, the damage on the Gyrocopter has been negligible in the last engagements, just because Solo has had his number the entire time. But 13,000 gold lead. You're just one pick away from feeling confident.
Well, they left this gem in the pit to see when Roche respawns.
I will go with yes.
Smart.
That would make sense.
Risky, but smart.
Well, they aren't really leaving their base, so... Oh, Tiny's in the base, and Chira's dead, but...
Yeah, he's a little bit. Chira, low, trying to get himself away. The shackle catches him out, though, and they will kill off the Tiny. Overextension here from Chira Jr., and it's going to be punished hard. Down goes Problems, down goes Solo. Double kill for XX Vampire, as they just pushed this one far too far on the side of Cyber Goose.
Yeah, he got way too overconfident there. Chira Jr., he's been having a stellar game on his initiations, but to cheekily jump the base like that, to go for a Jakiro kill and should bait the rest of your team into a really bad spot. And you talk about the gem, Abaddon instantly, he ran to the pit, was like, oh,
yeah,
jump again, no worries, I'll pick it up, we're dying, yep. So they have to
grab this real quick.
The jump from Chiro Jr., he gets the kill. But Solo,
8 seconds on the BKB. How are you doing this play with 8 seconds left on your BKB? I don't know. I think he must have not checked it. There's just no way you go for that one unless you
really confident though. Like in this, like the way they've been rolling the fights, like they just feel like it is their game to win, right? And Yeah, realistically, from our perspective, that is just a crazy move. That's like a Kiyotaka jump, right? That is like the, huh? What are we doing? But normally, the Tiny will die. The supports don't follow him. One death, whatever, hold the high ground, you're fine. But the fact that both supports also get baited into Tiny's aggression, that's when it truly becomes a comeback. And, you know, we were talking about the slim chance of play for the Requiem, play for a big pick, and maybe 2 or 3 pickoffs down the line, you've got a game, but Tiny and the supports kind of accelerated that just a smidge.
Is this a full refresher up now for Young G? I think it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh my god.
So, 1 for the Tiny, 1 for the Pango. Okay.
Or 1 for one half of the team and 1 for the other half.
Ooh.
We've got to dream big, Tico.
Or both into the Abaddon. do nothing but, you know, desperate times, desperate measures. This is kind of hype.
It is, yeah. Nemiga actually put a game together with an assist from Chiro Jr. in that last fight, but
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
now, let's see. Okay, Cyber Goose, it's time to get that discipline coming into play. Does seem like they've got it. They're hanging out. They know that Roshan's going to be the most important thing here. Wait, are they predicting they want to fight top? Oh, AD. Okay. TA2000 doesn't even ask about it, just grabs it straight off the bat. And we'll start running at them now. They'll want to play with this. They want to play with this double damage. They just got to be careful. Oh, it's a double damage and shield rune on TA2000. All right, bro. Jumping in immediately onto the gyrocopter, just trying to blow him up straight off the bat. It's a lot of damage coming on down, but I mean, actually, Abaddon, he's got the one who's going to fall because Corvus9's there with the Aghanims. The cart comes through and saves the day. They'll kill off Chiro Jr. instead. The only loss is the Jakiro. Corvus9, you genius, coming through with the cart and now finding problems on the sidelines as well. Young G's there, the right click's all there, beat him to finish the job.
Let's see where the Cyber Geese are crumbling. What looked like despair on the Centaur. I'm looking at the camera, him holding his head in his hand, but no, he's turned it back around. Grabs the Ag, sees the initiation, picks up his gyrocopter. Ice Blast doesn't connect. Kind of on the right hand side of my screen, kind of went off to a whole nother game, but yeah, when the spells don't connect, the Nemiga, they're looking pretty happy.
And not a single Requiem used.
That.
Refresher still not used. They're trying to Requiem the pit when Roche isn't even there yet, but it's fine. Solo will die. There he is. Sorry, we didn't see a Young G. Well, okay.
Yeah, get out of the pit. I do like those final moments before Roshan gets to the pit where you think he's in the pit, but he's not. He still grabs you. Look, he's angry.
What's happening? Why is Roshan not aggroing onto Gyro?
He's here now. I think they will just stop attacking him. So.
There we go. He's reset now. He's locked in.
Oh,
here we go, Rolling Thunder coming on through. They need to take out this SF here if they want to stand a chance of winning this fight. But again, Corvus9 gets him in the catapult cart. And now the double Requiem can come out and there is nothing they can do about it. Oh, that was fucking beautiful as they take down 3. Looking for Noticed as well. Noticed will fall. Corvus9 still alive. Bashka still alive. And Young G is completely untouched through the whole thing. I was not ready for the cart double Requiem, and I don't think the Cyber Goose were either.
No, but they have to still keep themselves on their toes, right? The Roshan, it roars because Cyber Goose took the last one, so 2,000. He was trying to go for a cheeky blink and take the Roshan at the end of it, but yeah, Roshan does want any of that. He wants Nemiga to win. He wants them to kill,
Biased Roshan.
to kill him. Biased Roshan for sure. But yeah, Centaur coming in clutch, saving the gyrocopter in the previous fight. The fight we just witnessed, again, like you said, saving the Shadow Fiend. Absolutely beautiful. They need to lock down the Shadow Fiend because notice he had what a great jump on the Jakiro and the Shadow Fiend. It looked like that was their fight to win, but not controlling up the Centaur, enabling him to run into the fight. He doesn't have a BKB on the Centaur, so you could argue that maybe the Shaman should have identified the fact that locking down Centaur was more important than following up the chain PC. And yeah, double Requiem is just a menace. So yeah, Nemiga patting the Centaurs back there. Thank you so much for saving us in the last 2 engagements. Hopefully for Nemiga's sake, he can continue finding these beautiful saves.
They've been so good. Literally game-defining, game-saving moments. And now they've got a lot more in their toolkit to work with. Excess Vampire, he pulls out the Scythe of Vice. He's been building this thing all game. Blink, Scythe has been the play all along for the Wind Ranger. And now it's going to give them some very strong picking off potential.
Shakiro, farewell boss.
Yeah, he has been the one to fall, to be fair. Every single time someone's dead, it does feel like most of the time it's just been Shakiro tanking a gank. But it's fine. Like, this was a movement in from Cyber Geese. They don't really lose anybody of too much value.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, notice because of the refresher, and I think now for Pangolier, he needs to try and focus more on rolling around using Aghanims and Basher to stop the Requiems. Like, sure, I'm asking for like an RNG Bash to be the thing to change up the fight, but once you commit to an engagement, it would be helpful if Shadow Fiend feels that pressure. Don't allow him just to walk around the fight, you know, oh, look at me, I got my BKB, oh, I can Requiem anyone I want, right? Like, if Notice can just lock on top of him, he's not at the moment dying to the damage of the Gyrocopter. I think Gyro's like one item away from truly threatening the Pango during the roll. So yeah, the upcoming fights, Cyber Geese, they need to kind of just reshape how they approach it, lock down the Centaur with a Shaman, jump the Shadow Fiend with the Pangolier, try and get the bash off, you know, just delay the Requiem as long as possible, and of course,
yeah,
keep it
I
simple,
will say,
connect on the Ice Blast.
Yeah, the Ice Blast needs to come through. I will say problems. He had an opportunity to catch the Centaur. He blinked into that fight
he did,
halfway in between the Centaur and the SF. Decided to use his lockdown onto the SF instead to try and stop him getting off the BKB, I suppose. But really the wrong decision at the end of the day. Cost them dearly.
Hindsight's wonderful, but now the team during the game has to identify that as well, right? Like, they need to just go, sure, Shadow Fiend visually does the most work, but Centaur he's picking up the pieces and ensuring that they have life.
Jar also did the most damage in that last fight as well, because he was able to get off its damage now.
Yep.
So, through a series of unfortunate events, Nemiga are now the team in the lead. Difficult, really, to...
But the graph is quite funny. There was a 72% chance of winning. They had 12,000 gold lead, and it's just boom.
Yeah,
straight
really.
up. That's a very harsh turn of events.
That XP graph is quite something.
Yeah, just before that great change of the graph, I was feeling really bad for Nemiga, based on just how they looked playing the game. They did look very sad, but Dota, a comeback is always possible. Gotta keep your head up, never give up.
So what do the fights look like for... You know, you mentioned getting the Centaur out of there, making sure that you land the Ice Blasts. Like, is there anything more they need to do on Cyber Goose?
Well, let's assume this is post-Aegis, right? You do have plenty of pick-off potential, right? We looked at a couple 25, so Abaddon, like we mentioned, now has the quicker attack speed. And with the Abyssal, soon to be... Actually, went for... Okay, he went for Overwhelming Blink first, but okay. So with the Basher on him, with an Ice Blast, like, you can kill any hero, right? Like, if you jump the Shadow Fiend, he dies. So I feel like for Cyber Geese, it's Abba plus AA jump the same hero, and then Tiny, Pangolier, and Shaman, all of their jobs are find Centaur, whoever's in the better position at the time, you control him. But the problem is he's soon to get BKB. But yeah, luckily for Cyber Geese, the game plan is always going to be the same. Just jump the Shadow Fiend or the Gyrocopter, stop Centaur. Like, Aegis will be out in 12 seconds time, and Gyrocopter actually does complete the Satanic, so he doesn't care about Ice Blast at all.
I mean, they haven't been that
really
clean, is the honest truth. And now both teams, tier 2000, he's going to pop immediately up onto the high ground. He just wants to get vision for his team. Let them know the left of the land. They find the Centaur. The best target they could does go down. Nemiga, do they see an opportunity around this? No, they do not. They are looking to leave, but they will be leaving Monodrama behind, who tries to get off that Macropyre into the middle lane to try to kill off the creep wave. Will it be good enough? And no, it will not. There's still a flag bearer creep alive. It does get shielded up by T2000 now as well.
That would have been a really good fight, though. for Nemiga. He had an arcane rune on the Shadow Fiend. He really wanted to fight. That's why they were kind of moving towards the middle part of the map. But yeah, you find the Centaur. That is the pick-off of the game. And that flag bearer, MVP of the fight, getting kept alive by TH2000, keeping the back door down.
And they are so far away. Just like, yeah, we are not getting caught out with UTA 2000. Good luck, buddy. Just let him do it. Let him take those tier 2s. And yeah, nobody is home on the side of Nemiga.
Yeah, Centaur, he bought the BKB, so he doesn't have buyback. He is committing that this next fight for Nemiga will go well.
It has to. They're only got one barrack remaining.
Stop playing with my emotions. It was like, I felt despair for them. Then they started coming back. It was looking good.
Started to believe in Nemiga.
I started to believe.
That's the thing, like, we're simple people, right? Like, we don't have any biases going into a game, but when you do really, really cool stuff, we're always going to start to feel a little bit like, oh man, if this team wins, that would just be a really cool situation. Yeah.
Of course, Vision wins games, and I think Nemiga, they got comfortable knowing that they were winning a couple fights, and as soon as that comfort hit, boom, then Cybergeese jumped them once again, and yeah, as we show them the map, they have to play on their own hill. Like, I feel like if Nemiga literally AFK'd in their triangle, they probably would win the next couple of fights, right? It's the fact that they didn't have the vision, they walked to the low ground, they enabled the jump. That's when things started to go wrong for them. And the
yeah,
rapier,
trying to cross the river, like Kova's just getting caught first. Those two things are just a little bit tricky. Now,
and he does have the rapier if he wants to. On Gyrocopter,
Yeah.
he can just disassemble the Daedalus using his chop shop innate.
He's gonna do it straight away.
God, that's such a messy inventory now. Oh, let me just put that in.
Yeah,
there they go.
Item
The
vomit.
chrysalis, yeah.
And he gets to keep the chrysalis as well, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, so it's quite delightful.
All right. Could really use a tier 5 neutral item for a little bit of extra speed, but I don't think he's going to be getting that anytime soon. Quickly, someone pull out a Cobalt Cup for him.
Getting carried away.
Yeah, I am a little bit. Still 15 minutes to go. I'm not convinced either team is going to be waiting around that long for those tier 5 neutrals.
No, not at all.
Cyber Goose looking into this pit.
Yeah, for Nemiga, they do have the better control, right? Playing on the Radiant side at the nighttime. They've got the outpost advantage right next to Roshan, the vision advantage of the high ground spot if they kind of play further back. Using scan, maybe scouting with power shot. They then enter the pit once they know they want to fight. So Nemiga, they need to contest this Roshan. They cannot give it away for free, but they have to play on their ward. And for Cybergeese, do they just go into Roshan? Do they want to wrap around with a smoke to try and contest what is a really fortified area? This next fight, it won't be as simple. You're probably not going to find the Centaur first. Look at his positioning. He's the furthest away from a potential smoke break. He knows that with the BKB, the blink, he can save anyone that gets jumped. We are a stalemate between both of the teams, both respecting the strengths that they have.
You see the one ward down for Cyber Goose. They've got one on the kind of arm on the side, and then they're going to shove one more down. That was their last observer for the time being. It'll be used right in front of
just
Roshan.
outside the pit.
Doesn't quite see round the corner. Ooh, power shot. I mean, that's going to reveal the Vex's Vampire. And TH2000 thinks he can just come in for a nice freebie, and he might just be able to. And now they'll see the Divine Rapier on the Gyrocopter as well. And he is not in a good position to use it. So awkwardly backing away Young G from BKBing for this one. I mean, still got the refresher, but again, as a Shadow Fiend, using that BKB on your first life, on your first, refresh is just a little bit weird. It's all looking a little bit awkward here for both teams, but especially Nemiga.
It's not the jump that they wanted. Nemiga, when you have the Centaur, you need to offer someone up to be, can you jump to save him, then look for the fight. But the fact that your Windrunner gets a bit impatient, walks up to a position of vulnerability, dies, then buyback, again, it's not the fight that I was kind of constructing to go the way of Nemiga. They need to be disciplined. Hold your vision, hold your high ground, wait for the opportunity to present itself. Do not get impatient. There is no reason to leave your area of the map now. There is no creep to farm. There is no ward to place. You have everything you need. Just wait for the fight to develop. They have a second chance to contest this Roshan.
They do. Intense for both teams, of course, because when Cyber Goose go, they have to go. They have to make sure that they are cutting off that backlines. You can't let this Hex, you can't let this workhorse into the fight. And let's be real, it's about the cart. It's all about the cart.
It's all about the cart, yeah.
Gyro gets up in this cart. It's going to be really, really difficult.
It's just
Rapier, flat cannon.
Tension in this game. Like both teams, they know that. Oh, they're so. And even look at the mini-map drawing. The winner is like, guys, maybe they're smoking us. Be ready, be ready. Like they are so defensively positioned. But this is what I expected from them. Like the fact that they even left this ward was just, yeah, just a moment of indecision. But that's the two main reasons why what looked like a potential comeback from Nemiga has partially slipped away from them. Walking into the low ground, Centaur dying. Windrunner walking to the top side of the map and her dying. Drifting away from the big picture. And eventually, actually, Windrunner, the arrow she drew is the path that Cybergeese are following.
Okay.
So they just spoke about Cybergeese making this move.
They're going to come this way, says Excess Vampire. Excess Vampire now goes to break the
Now
smoke.
runs into them.
Yeah, okay, that's your dieback hero. Just completely gone. As Bashka doesn't use a BKB here, so he's going to tank the stun from Notice into the face. Doesn't want to use a BKB too early here, but does now use it as the Requiem comes down at the same time as well. Tier 2000 getting low, but there comes a borrowed time to get himself back. Cobra Snipe looking to get the gyrocopter into that cart and keeping him alive for the time being. Problems is dead, but they'll look over towards Chira Jr. and he's going to go down. Ooh.
Most
Cyber
importantly,
Goose.
Nemiga, they fought on their ward. That is the biggest praise that we can give them right now. In fact, that sure, Windrunner dies from a play in which they were predicting based on the minimap drawing, but they kited the fight back to their vision. They forced out a shaman buyback. The Tiny does die, so they trade a Windrunner death to kill off a mid laner, and they stall out this potential Roshan. Now it's going to be moving to the bottom side of the map. Advantage goes the way of Dire. Their outpost is now in play. Their high ground is in contention. Like, it will only get harder for Nemiga to contest this. If anything, if they have a smoke available, maybe they smoke up. Maybe they do the wrap around and look for the backline jump. They can't just play in a defensive position now due to Roshan moving to the bottom side of the pit. Again, the game is so tense. It's like, oof. Like the fights aren't even fights. It's just more like it's just a quick, like the odd kill, and then all right, guys, chill. Wait a second.
I mean, no one's really willing to commit to the other, so yeah.
Is there? Okay, there's one smoke available on the Jakiro. 12 seconds up for the Windrunner.
That's a really big pickup for tier 2000. Gets a refresher orb.
Yep. Double BKB, double Abyssal, double Nullifier, double Borrowed Time. So much survivability and just
You can get
control.
the axe from Roche as well. Like, that's going to be a 9-second duration
Alright,
on the borrowed time.
Yeah. Sure, but you got to win the fight first, and Nemiga smoked up on 3.
Hello, Roche.
He's coming out. So they're just aggroing him.
I mean, he's almost the same
smoke-
age as
is this-
Roshan,
was this
so
the-
they're old buddies.
Do they have any other smokes, or was this it? Okay, I think... Let me double check. So this was the only smoke Nemiga had. They smoked up 3 heroes. It's a quarter duration left. And now they're running back to base. Of course, they lost the top and the mid rack, so anytime they spent leaving the base, naturally pushing. It's also why playing for the nighttime Roshan was really good for them, because they hold the top triangle, they get to skip the 2 waves that they've lost the racks in, and they can contest. The fact that Roshan's now bottom, they're playing so far away from the racks they lost, it's really predictable when they want to make any smoke move, and the smoke they make, it wasn't clean. The waves were shoving in. It was their only smoke. So Nemiga just getting the pressure of the stage of the game getting to them. They have to shove the waves quickly, but no smoke
Push at
available.
bottom.
Yep.
Try to go for the reset. Just try to hold this area. That's all they can do. Running into wrapping around isn't possible without a smoke, so they'll just have to try to hold this area.
Of course, at this stage of the game, the buybacks and whatnot, everyone has it but a Baden.
Yeah, that is
And
questionable.
then the supports that bought it back in the last fight, so
Then
that'll be useful.
in all likelihood, tier 2000 just kind of lives through the fight anyway. Like with a refresher, it's almost impossible for the Abaddon to be killed off first or early.
It would just be really hard for Nemiga. Like their buybacks just don't have the same value. There's no tier 2 in the bot lane. There's no towers running down the mid. They've lost the rack, so it's not as if they can take the fight, drag it back to a tower, and then buy back and play on it. You compare that to Cyber Goose, it's just use outpost. Even the mid tier 2, if they want to change up the TP duration, and they now go into the pit. There is no scan available on Radiant.
Big snakes as well. He's got the 20 talents, so yeah. It's happening. Chira Jr., he's starting this one off. I'm not surprised with Chira Jr. in the pit and not tier 2000. Tier 2000, he's now in there. They'll notice what's going on. Bashka, he approaches. How hard do they want to commit to this fight, though? They're trying to finish off the Roche, but Roche, he does go down. Chira Jr. grabs the Aegis, grabs a refresher shard, and out, well, in comes Gyrocopter inside the workhorse into the fight. Young G, he's going to be there as well. Oh, he gets stunned, he gets bashed, he tries to go for the Requiem, but now gets tossed up as well. He can't let it go, he can't let it pop, and that's going to be it. 4 heroes dead. They have the buyback remaining, but it's going to be so hard without that rapier, which Chira Jr. will now cheerily pick up and take into the Nemiga base to plunge into their throne. I don't know if there's anything left in the tank for Nemiga now. That was just about everything they had.
Yeah, the Shadow, he blinked into the pit. He wanted a Requiem to cover his team, but I'm
have been
pretty sure
huge.
the Abaddon just turned and abyssed him. And then, just
Basher, I'm not sure, one way or the other.
Either way, just.
But they still have it. They still have the double Requiem. First one's going to come down. Everything onto the Tiny. Get that Rapier back into their hands. And that's going to be successful. He is dead. Rapier back to the Gyrocopter. Oh no! Tier 2000 BKB TP
Any
out.
cancels?
He's out of there. He is gone. No Basher up. No BKB penetrating stuns. He will be able to escape. But they?
Okay.
Okay.
I saw some. Yep. From Shadow, from Centaur.
He's feeling the stress a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. It's getting to him for sure, but it's making the series way more enjoyable.
We're good. You're okay.
The triple buyback.
Forcing your way into the into game 3.
So
yeah,
Winner starts the fight, gets the Tiny. Centaur then follows up. Sure, he gets shackled, annoys him just a little bit, but yeah, the double Requiem. Imagine if Young G hit the Requiem in the pit. Again, it could have been such a different story.
Yeah.
And no cancel there.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Tier 2000 is playing so well as well.
Yeah.
All right,
Now they're
can they
walking
hold
up.
on to these buybacks on the Tiny and onto the Pangolier?
And not only that, can the Nemiga bait out the buybacks and not die in doing so?
True.
They don't have any to their
without
name.
buybacks on pretty much everybody. Where is their Requiem? It's actually, he's got the boost of travel too, so he's just pushing out top, but he can come in.
TP.
Yeah. Only one.
Doesn't
though.
seem to be that they're forcing it. Of course, with 2 racks advantage, why would you buy back just for a mid racks? It doesn't seem to be that important.
They're going to be done soon anyway. They'll go into solo here, hex him up, and Tier 2000 jumps onto the Gyrocopter, but Workhorse immediately. Shackle will be there from the Shaman just to stop him getting away too far. Things getting a little bit weird. Toss back though onto the Centaur, but it doesn't drag the Gyrocopter because Workhorse ends just in time. Refresher out from Cobus 9 now as well. That's going to get Basher. Yet another layer of protection. So once again, we will be lulled into this uneasy truce between the two teams, but it's a smoke from Nemiga. They're looking to make something happen here. Let's not forget though, not everything is available for them. Refresher Requiem is not an option unless they can wait another 39 seconds. And they don't have buybacks. If they're to make a play there, I would say that would be a kind of unhinged and crazy thing to do. But then maybe that's what you need to do because
You've got to make the wild play now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you are just one death away from it being GG. They're walking to the steps of the enemy, close to an Ice Blast. Again, that's the value of AA. One Ice Blast, you're gone. You don't have an Aegis to protect yourself. You don't have anything. Everything leans on the Centaur. Can he get the Workhorse off? Can he get the Refresher back up in time? Will Cybergeese fight again to force out only a single Workhorse available for the fight? Well, Young
Find
G
out
get the
now.
record with it. So yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's really weird advert for the game, I guess. But Cybergeeks, they're gonna smoke up, walk into the enemy triangle. Maybe they take the outpost before the fight breaks out to provide themselves a TP opportunity on buyback, but it would give away their position.
Yeah, it's
Because of
tricky.
that,
They actually
probably
don't
gonna
own
look for
either
the fight.
outpost right now, so buybacks are incredibly weak for the side of Cyber Goose.
Yeah. Looking around Nemiga, they are pinging out. They are aware that this play could be happening.
Chira
X
Jr., if he
Vampire
gets a
has
big
buyback,
toss
both.
back here, it would be massive.
Only Winner has buyback, I believe.
Yeah.
On Radiant, so she kind of needs to kind of feed for the fight.
Bashka's been seen, the damage is coming in. Young G on the backlines just trying to block the ancient apparition of all heroes, and now in comes that workhorse, and Gyrocopter is standing and delivering, but Tier 2000 has got that borrowed time. Refresher available as well. The Gyrocopter still trying to stand his ground, but Tier 2000 will not leave him alone. Bashka trying to escape the Ice Blast this time. It is good. And down goes the Gyrocopter, but Young G doing good damage back towards Chira Jr. Chira Jr.'s out of the equation, and a lovely little shackle out from Excess Vampire as well. It's going to allow him to bring down Notice. The power shot will finish the job, but Tier 2000, he's going to have to back himself away. The refresher's been used. He's picked up the rapier, and now he needs to leave because his team, they have respawned. They are coming in. Can they hold without their Gyrocopter, without their Requiem? It seems so hard now for Nemiga T.
He's dead for 3 minutes 20 seconds. Oh, sorry, he's dead with
Jesus.
no buyback, right? Because he can cool down for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. He's dead for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Sorry, just to clarify that one. Who cares? The game's intense. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Requiem, he's got to wait 27
like
seconds
3
for that
minutes,
one.
20 seconds.
Yeah. It's going to feel like 3 minutes 20 seconds. They've got one Requiem to defend. That is everything. Young G, he needs to hit it.
Yeah, what are they waiting
Cybergeeks,
for?
they understand the
Borrowed
fact that
time,
Gyrocopter's buyback.
15
Yeah,
seconds, this will be it.
chill.
Under attack.
Just for
They'll have Rolling
clarification.
Thunder, they'll have the Ice Blast, they'll have everything they need to, in theory, finish this game. Nemiga, they've pulled out magic at every stop so far. Not enough to win the game, but enough to drag it out to this point. We're now hitting 60 minutes. Game which did not look that close. Snakes are down. Tier 2000 is in. And nothing
They're making off the serpent
is
walls.
going to stop them. Except the fortification,
Ooh, Shadow
apparently.
Fiend, stop showing yourself, you're the important one.
Yeah, that is not a good time to move
They're controlling
forward
the
here.
Centaur.
Young G needs some help. Centaur coming on in. The
They got it.
workhorse, it will come through at last. He's got a little piggy now, but now he's got the Shadow Fiend who pops a BKB, pops a Requiem, and start doing some real
20
damage.
seconds
Notice
to
is gone without buyback. The throne is low. They're trying to go for it here. Chira Jr. and Tier 2000. Do they have what it takes to put an end to this game? They do. Game number 2 will go to the Cyber.